This is my randomology, and I don't want to do this. I asked for a movie for April Fools. I put 3 up there. Cats, which is apparently historically horrible. In the Name of the King, which is a UA fantasy that tries to be Lord of the Rings but kind of fails, and the casting just looks hilarious. And Fading of the Cries, a movie that would have been completely forgotten had it not just randomly popped up on a feed on YouTube when I was looking for bad movies like this. Dark horror fantasy with Brad Dourif. Brad Dourif, always fun. But you, my dear viewers, you all voted. And here I am. With Cats. 100% transparency here. When the movie was first announced, I was actually kind of intrigued. I remember watching the direct-to-video release of the play version. I remember watching it back in the 90s. And it was fun. I mean, it was fun for what it was. I mean, Cats is, I might be wrong on this, but I think it's the longest running play on Broadway, I think. Or one of the longest running plays. And I know there's a lot of people who don't like the stage version. The reasons are fairly solid. I mean, there really is no story in Cats. It literally is just, hey, here's a cat, let's sing about him. Here's a cat, let's sing about her. Here's a pair of cats, let's sing about them. So, yeah, I mean, but for what it is, I mean, it's based on a poem. It's expanded upon. It's a lot of, theatricality and the costumes and the singing. If you just look at it as here's a series of songs and some kind of fun choreography and stuff like that, it's fun. It's a good time. And then when the first teaser for the movie came out, that first teaser, I actually shared it on the Facebook page, and all it was behind the scenes footage of the cast and the choreography and the dancers and all of them just kind of prepping and talking about the roles and what they're going to be doing. We didn't see any of the movie. Now, just based on the people that were involved, you had Taylor Swift, you had Judi Dench, you had Idris Elba, you had Rebel Wilson, you had a cast and a production team that, for all intents and purposes, should have made something really, really cool. And then the next day, the full trailer came out. That movie became a meme before it even came out. The design, my God, the design. And from what I understand, they actually, again, it's been a while since I saw the play, the stage version, but apparently they do add a bunch of stuff to this movie to actually make it have a plot. So I'm not sure how well that's gonna work, but yeah, I'm stalling at this point. I just don't want to do this, but you voted on it, and let's watch Cats. And you know the really cruel thing about this right now? I don't even have the mercy of being able to have a couple of beers while I'm watching this. I'm recording this at about 8:45 in the morning. I just dropped off my daughter at school. I got to do my recording in the morning now, and I have class in a couple of hours. I'm going to teach a class in a couple hours, so I can't exactly show up like 3 beers in. So, I remember that. I'm already so weirded out. Like, I'm going to try to make the best of it. I really am. That's so weird. That was like a xenomorph move. I'm going to be fine, right? I'll be fine.
No. Definitely no. Positively no. Decidedly no.
Are you blind when you're born?
I wish I was blind right now. Yeah, part of what I'm already seeing on here, and it's really off-putting. The special effects are not bad. Like, in fact, it looks really good. Like, this is very photorealistic looking. The fur. But that's kind of the problem. Like, this is right in the uncanny valley. This isn't the problem in the stage version because they're very clearly people in wigs and bodysuits with like fur attached to them. Like, it's clearly a person wearing makeup, so it's more of a clown effect. This is closer to seeing, say, Pennywise in the new It movie. Like, it's clearly something that's not human, and yet it looks human. The problem with the cats isn't necessarily the special effects, because the special effects, like I said, they look good. It's the design. Like, everything in my brain is telling me this isn't right. Like, this should not exist. Esto no es de Dios. Nobody in, like, pre-production have friends. Like, nobody at some point say, hey, boss, these cats look fucking creepy. Like, this is gonna give people nightmares. What the fuck is a jellicle now that I'm thinking about it? Like, okay, granted, I was pretty young when I saw the stage version. What the hell's a jellicle? Is it just like the group's name, or where do they get the tiny hats? Tiny for them. I mean, and the coats. Why do some of the cats wear clothes? Just realized my earbuds are in the wrong ear. I was wondering why the sound was coming from really weird directions. I thought I was going insane. I probably am.
I'm not crazy, I'm just a little unwell. I know right now you can't tell.
Why do their hands look... See, her hands right there looked way too human. See, it's not just that they look like kind of human but not. It's that there's parts that look human that shouldn't look human. Like, the silhouetted, they look like cats, but then there's things like you look at their feet and they're clearly not cat feet, and then you see their hands and you expect to see paws, and then you see fingers, which with this kind of body look like little elongated furry tendrils. See what I mean? Like, physically they still look human, and it's off-putting. I like Rebel Wilson. I don't need to see this. Oh, that's... Oh my god, this is like the baby from Breaking Dawn. How tiny are those mice in comparison to, like, people? Why do these have the most human faces? I'm watching human-faced cockroaches dancing on food. A pseudo-human cat eating the human cockroaches. What part of this is supposed to be appealing in an aesthetic sense?
Dear God, make me a bird so I can fly far, far, far away from here. Dear God, make me a bird.
That wasn't necessary at all. Wait, are those cats wearing shoes? See, kind of like the effects, the performances themselves are also pretty good. I mean, it's like the vocal performances are good, but they're superimposed on this. The more I have to look at these things, the more they look like rats. Like, it's weird. Like, I the design is starting to look like a rat, not a cat. Does that make sense? Am I going crazy? Grisabella, they just sang a song about it.
No, look what the cat dragged in.
I don't recall this many cat puns in the original one. Yeah, a lot of people were saying that, oh, you should watch the butthole version. Well, I couldn't find it, but there is an asshole. The fuck? Okay, I'm getting weirded out by the scale of things here. Wait, how big are these cats now compared to... See, just like the cockroaches, they're like writhing around in the trash, old fish. Just on a sensory level, this movie's art like... I took a shower an hour and a half ago, and I feel like I need another one. I just realized I kind of spaced out there for like 5 minutes. So wait, is she wearing rings as bracelets? The scale of all this too is like weirding me out. It's like watching the Overlook Hotel. Like the geography makes no sense. The scale of things here makes no sense.
Where am I?
In a really bad movie.
You're just in time to see old Deuteronomy.
Who is old Deuteronomy?
Who are any of you? But don't worry, we're gonna get a song. You see those silhouettes there? Like that looks weird. She looks like a really bad cosplay of Aslan. I want to. There's got to be a video somewhere or a tweet or something about somebody involved in the production of this movie. Like, I mean, like the performers, like either the dancers or the singers or the actors, actresses, somebody, when they saw what they were going to look like, because somebody had to have said something. If I hear Jellicle one more time, this is the day I go to jail. You know, I don't recall being this annoyed at the music in the stage version, and I think it's a combination of everything else going on the screen and the repetitive nature of the music. And there's still a goddamn hour left! See, now the camera's just jumping everywhere and there's really no place to focus, so all I see are the creepy little silhouettes of these rat cat people. This feels like it could have been cut. This movie's already an hour 44, and I feel like I've been sitting here for 3 weeks. Why the breathing? Why the weird breathing? Why are you breathing like that? Stop it! Oh good, they're all dead. Movie's over. Stop it! What's the opposite of ASMR? I remember this was actually my favorite song of the original play. I mean, it's the song. Like, if anybody has ever heard anything from Cats, it's this musical piece. See, like right there, her hand is like completely human. I can't tell if those are tears on her lips or like snot, and it's actually very off-putting. Yeah, I think I just figured it out. This movie's like the cinematic version of the Ludovico treatment. Like, I'm being exposed to things that are both very nice and also very gruesome, and my brain is trying to figure it out. Like, again, if I just close my eyes and just listen to it, the singing's not bad. It's not bad. Like, it's still just, hey, here's a song about a cat. But okay, all right. It's at least pleasing to hear. And then I open my eyes, and I see this wide-awake nightmare.
So I'll dance with these beautiful ghosts.
Now see, that's a nice line. It's a wonderful little verse. The performance is nice and crisp and clean. And I gotta hear it watching this. Why the snot? Who made the decision to just cover her face in snot? It's not enough to have her like in a tattered coat and like the ear clipped a little bit. It's the ears. That's one of the things that's making them look so weird. Like in the stage production, they have like the wigs and everything to kind of hide the fact that they have human ears, and then they have the ears on top and things like that. But right here, like there's just smooth where there should be like a human ear. So
Gus?
I don't need to see Sir Ian McKellen like this. Why is he wearing a coat and a scarf and gloves? That's not a pleasing sound. That's the sound the cats make at 2 o'clock in the morning when they're doing stuff outside the window. The fact that he's wearing trousers with suspenders and a hat somehow makes him look more naked than if he was just wearing nothing. So is there just a hole in the side of the theater? No. Okay, so now these cats are like... Okay, those cats have to be like this big to be that size on the railway tracks. I'd like to ignore you. I really want to ignore you. I want to ignore everything on the screen. But you sons of bitches voted for this, so I gotta watch it. If this turns into a cat orgy, I'm gonna start drinking bleach.
Every human law breaks the law of
Every human law. The man's done insider trading, breaking and entering, genocide. Of crime. Ah! See, the weird thing is that McCavity's fur is kind of the same color as Idris Elba's actual skin. So this looks like Idris Elba is naked on screen dancing to all this. And they just kind of CGI'd his head a little bit.
You're a magician.
Yeah, but you're looking for Hermione and he's more like David Copperfield.
When I was curled up by the fire.
And oh my god.
When I was about
I actually haven't said anything in about I don't know how many minutes. Like it feels like time just has stopped. Like at least in the stage play, it's a stage. So you're looking at it and yeah, things like people move. Oh god, these things. Yeah, it's rubbing a scent on her. Oh yeah, the other people that got kidnapped, fuck them. You could have done that at any fucking time. See, now here's one of the main problems with both the stage play and this movie is the fact that we're supposed to be having this like emotional moment with like a lot of these characters, but there's absolutely no reason to be emotionally attached to any of them. Grisabella is arguably like has the most. She and Gus actually, she probably had the two of them probably have the most emotional songs. But there's no build up. There's no nothing with them. All right, folks, get ready. Here comes the movie's guitar solo. I'm just gonna keep my eyes closed on this part because I just want to hear the singing. That's the only saving grace for this part right here. Yeah, I gotta open my eyes. Somehow, too, the stage version felt a lot more dramatic. Like, it felt like the lighting, the physicality of it. This one, she's just kind of standing there like there's nothing else going on. Like I said, the Cats play is not what you'd call the greatest show ever. It has its moments, but somehow this actually managed to, I think, be worse. God, these little rat faces! Oh, chandelier. Is that going to come down Phantom of the Opera style? Don't look at me.
You've learned enough to take the view. The cats.
I've learned too much. I know that there are now things in my brain that should not be there.
Day 2.
How would you address a cat?
Psst, 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 psst. That's how I address a cat.
Day 4.
With cats.
Stop! We need to amend the Geneva Convention. This is...
Myself.
Stop looking at me!
2,000 years later.
Before a cat will condescend to treat you as a trusted friend, some little token of esteem.
Good. End. Stop right there. Oh god, the little pitter patter. It's like roaches. Okay, end. Credits.
I believe you truly are a Jellicle cat.
I give not a single solitary fuck about that storyline. Okay, thank you. So, roll credits. Pop! Oh, thank fucking God. All right, okay. Let's talk about it. This was about as bad as I thought it was going to be. Now, in the interest of giving a fair review, the singing in a lot of the songs was very, very good. I did enjoy Grisabella's solo at the end, and it's the most popular piece. Gus's piece I also remember really, really liking, even when I saw the original production. Those two are probably the best ones, and you know, always fun to see Sir Ian McKellen and Judi Dench, except this time. Like, oh my god. Having a look at those human cat things for what is that, like an hour or 40? Every primal part of my brain was screaming like, this isn't right. Like, I remember when the Polar Express came out and they had those dead ventriloquist doll eyes, and I'm not the only one who said this over the years. Like, it's just wrong. Like, it looks so odd. Like, the uncanny valley is in full force, and then you see this. My God, humans did not make this movie. A human would have had this kind of reaction to those designs. And like I said at the beginning, like you have a cast and you have these performers who, by all intents and purposes, you should have ended up with a reasonably fun time. Like the play, like there is no plot in Cats. Like, let's just be honest about that. There really isn't. All it is acrobatics, theatrics, dancing and singing, and some kind of fun costumes. That's all it is. If you go into Cats expecting anything else, you're gonna be disappointed. It's candy. That's all it is. It's just sugar. It's candy. It ends up being one of those comforting things that you can listen to the soundtrack to this thing. You know, it's like some of the songs are fun, some of them are not. But that's all it is. And to try to make a movie, like a big budget production with an actual wraparound story. Seriously, what was wrong with just putting him in costumes? What was wrong with that? Nobody would have looked like, was there anybody in the history of theater who saw Cats and said, you know what? Not cat enough. This was so weird. It was so wrong. I'm repeating myself at this point. All right. Yeah, like I said at the beginning, I didn't even have the mercy of like having a beer or something or a drink while I was having this. I actually got to teach. My class starts in like an hour 20, so I got to get ready. I got to have something for lunch. I got to get ready, and I got to go. And I got to teach in this frame of mind. Fuck! Oh, God. Why? Thank you very much for watching. If you like what you saw, or if you want to see me suffer a little bit more, go ahead and subscribe. Go onto Facebook, become a fan there. Sign on to oh, by the way, Patreon. I'm still kind of redoing how Patreon works, so I don't think that's up still. But by the time you see this, hopefully something's up, so you can support the channel there. Go on to Facebook. That's usually where I am. There's a link down below. Oh my God. I will see you next time. Also, fuck all y'all.